Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to FSB Racing Friday night. Winston Cup, Aero 88 action. I'm your host, Shawn Reap, here from Talladega Superspeedway with my partner in Sound and Vision, Milt Minter Jr. How you doing, Milty?
Pretty good, pretty good. Friday night, big race. This is the big one where anything can happen. And
This is Talladega.
it's Talladega.
Yeah, we had a wild one Tuesday night. It was a lot of fun. We had both lines working, knocking the bumpers off. Highline actually prevailed and won that race with a wreck coming to the white flag that I was unfortunately at the epicenter of, but it was a hell of a good fight all night long, and I expect to see more of the same tonight. Of course, we've got that fantastic photo finish 4 wide here. That's the channel trailer now, with Milty and I absolutely losing our minds. We've been trying to duplicate that. We've had surprise winners here. You just never know what you're going to get at Talladega, other than high speeds, drafting, high stakes pit stops, and yeah, hopefully some good clean racing tonight. You never know what you're going to get with Talladega as far as the big one, but it's ever present, ever looming. It's almost to the point where making a pick, man, we have a bad record of kiss of death lately, Milty. Should we even do that? Should we subject our friends to this again?
We have to.
Do we have? We're honored bound, duty bound to do so.
Oh,
Well,
definitely.
before we doom someone here, let's just take a look at our starting grid, and well, there's something you do see every day and something you don't. First of all, you see Jim Christopherson, the highwayman, on the pole quite frequently, but look at that, a 53 flat, a 0.00 on the qualifying board. That's something you don't see all the time. Matt Watkins, of course, choosing to qualify this time. He often doesn't qualify at super speedways, likes to work his way up from the back, but there he is in P2. Dave Jandry, haven't seen him on the track in a bit. He's up there. Chris Beckman, Rick Johnson, you got teammates right there, 4 and 5, already close together on the track. Look for them to hook up early and work a strategy. Jason
29
Dulfer,
cars, dude.
yeah, 29 cars. Yep. Jason Dulfer was the winner of that chicken run with the great move on the outside, and he's looking to back that up tonight. 63 car looking good with a top 10 start. Bill Farmer, our series sponsor, good to see him back on the track in the 06 car. And he gets a nice top 10 qualifying along with our series admin Ryan Johnson and our in-race reporter Dan Jones, my teammate, popping into the channel quietly. How you doing, Mr. Bond?
Awesome. Good, thanks. How you guys doing tonight?
Nice tuxedo you're wearing there.
Yeah, we're
That stud.
we're hoping things are shaken, not stirred tonight there for everybody in the fields. But Dan, where are you starting here? Yeah, I just said you were 9th there. So what's your strategy here? Who are you looking for? Who are you looking to hook up with? Do you want to be up front? Do you want to be back?
I'm going to try to hang around the top 10 and stay out of the middle.
Stay out of the middle. You like the high side or the low side? I like that. That high side was...
You love the high side. I love the low side.
You know, if I can work the high side, I will do it. I'm one of the guys that will do it. And we had it working Tuesday night, so... I know you like to cruise the bottom, but I'm telling you, when it's go time, you might want to get up there.
I got second place Tuesday night, so I think I'll hang the low line. I like it.
That's because you missed that huge wreck. that
Yeah,
happened as we were. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, let's
there's a
talk
lot of
about
bumping.
momentum a little bit, and momentum from last week's Riverside race. 3
Absolutely.
new guys that haven't. Well, you know, Ken Hansen's been on the podium before, and then the 63 of Jason Dulfer getting P2 after struggling at the beginning, and of course Matt Stewart with finally getting to put it together. Are these guys going to get some momentum from this? And racing's funny like that. I mean, I went 3 years without a win in Pro Cup after getting to 38 wins. That's not 3 seasons. That's 3 years. That's like 6 or 7 seasons.
And then you get on a roll, right?
Yeah, you can get on a negative roll too.
Yes.
But Rick Johnson hasn't gotten a win in a while. Guys like that, I mean, you don't know if he's can pull it off tonight. So anyway, picks.
Yeah, who are we gonna curse?
I picked him last week, and no, I didn't. I didn't pick him. But you know what? I'm picking him this week. So Rick Johnson's my guy. This is him and Chris Beckman together, drafting, pitting together. I like their chances.
Yeah, you picked Dave Ellens, and you were
That's right, Dave Ellens.
the kiss of death there. I should probably just get a random number roll here to pick someone, and
You guys should pick 3 each. That'll help me.
It's not personal,
There we
man.
go.
You're not that powerful. As much as I'd like to, if I was that powerful, I'd change a lot of other things in my
I picked
life.
the 29 tonight. I think he's due.
You think the 29's do? All right, so
Very good,
Right.
super speedway,
So-
multiple champion. Good
let me
pick.
see. Generated a number between 1 and 199. It gave me a 6, and we don't have a 6, but we do have an 06. So
League
Here.
sponsor.
just holding that up there. Can we see it? See,
6.
Google's random number generator gave me a 6. I'm going with the 06 then. Bill Farmer Brothers Contracting series sponsor puts the Valvoline car in victory lane tonight, or on the hook. We'll see.
Yeah, the 6 car was at the road race last week, but it wasn't there this week. Isn't
Yeah, he hasn't been showing up a lot lately. We got Doris Gately checking in, cheering for Slim. Yeah, we saw him out there in practice. Slim is listed. I think he chose not to qualify. He often does that at super speedways. Yeah, there he is. He's listed officially 31st on the grid, but he's effectively shotgun on the field. As you see him on the bottom line there. Getting ready to take this flag.
Well, these are the 2 different strategies. You see Matt qualified this time, but you've seen him do what Slim did, which is start in the rear with the gear and see if there's going to be a couple cautions that he can miss.
Absolutely. Well, pace car is off, and you see one of the unique features of this track is that start-finish line after the tri-oval instead of in the middle of it. It's changed the outcome of so many races, including one that my teammate Dan stole from me here on a Friday night. But we are green with the Highwayman leading them off.
And his team,
Hard
Slim's
push from
teammate,
51.
Mark DeCenza right there.
Yeah, Slim's teammate DeCenza's all the way in the back there with Slim.
Yeah.
So you can look for those checkered flag boys to hook up. Although you got the opposite strategy, also teammates, the 29 and the 59, Jeff Hale, Ryan Johnson. That's the teammates of Slim and Mark. They qualified and they're up there in the mix right now already.
Get in line and get through this first run here. No funny business.
Yeah,
and
definitely
get
want
your
to try
pit
this.
stop and then see what happens.
Yes, right to the pit stops. Your window's going to be about 18 laps tonight with the 2 times fuel consumption. 1820 is the max I think I've ever seen anybody pull at Talladega or Daytona. And we have ourselves a clean start here, although they're still trying to sort it out further back in the pack, but up front,
That outside line is
It
not
is.
gelling well.
yeah, it's not gelling.
A couple of cars could be, it's one thing to run together with a pack of 6 or 7 cars, but now you got 29 together. The error
Oh, we
is
got Slim around on the
different.
backstretch already.
Heavy damage for the 23.
Oh my goodness, if it wasn't for bad luck, Slim would have none at all.
Looks like it was going 3 wide, and he got into the back of the 87 of Tom Jackson. Got too low there and got into Tom and then went up. A rare mistake for the 23. At least that's what I'm seeing right here.
Well, here's the replay there, and look like, yeah, he got him, he kind of stuck into the sucker hole there.
And it
Looks
looked
like
like
he
he
was
upset his
okay.
car maybe a little, and it veered right and got into Tom Jackson there. And
then backs it in.
that's all she wrote, Irene. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Doris. It happens.
Oh yeah, let's look at it from
Racing.
on board. the 23 and see what he saw. He's got the A7 Tom Jackson in front of him, Huck Wigington on the high line, Jeff Habak on the outside, and
87 did come up a little bit there from that view.
he came up, but Slim wasn't there yet to be 3 wide in the middle.
No.
That's we're not going to call that one way or the other.
No, I think my first view of it is right. I think he needed to back out of that situation, but who the hell are we? It's easy to sit here in my racing seat and say, what's up? But that's what we're here for, to try to call it. So.
Yeah, but hey, I'm the lunatic that was hammering on the second place car into the first place car all night on the high line on Tuesday, trying to get that stuff going. So, yeah, who am I to call it?
What was that those commercials back in the day? It's 3rd down and 10. You make the call.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I vaguely remember those. Was it like Bud Light or something, or Coors?
So what did these guys do here? I wasn't paying attention. Anybody pit?
Doesn't look like it because everybody's still out there on the track
now we
here.
got cars pitting.
Yeah, some of the guys at the back already, you might as well just top off. And you'll be able to either go a couple more laps on a green flag stop.
Shane Wisman, Jeff Habak, Mark DeCinza, and the 92 Kevin Mays gonna top off.
Yeah.
See what they do here.
That gives them options.
Tires for a couple cars, just fuel for Wisman, right side tires for DeCinza and Jeff Habak, looks like.
Yeah, they were probably already set up for their first green flag stop and probably just forgot to uncheck the tires. Now, you don't really get much wear here. It's not going to hurt you. There's no reason not to take tires if you're taking a fuel strategy stop anyway to get yourself to the back. So you're going to have slightly fresher tires. You're going to have a couple more gallons fuel in the car. And you can do two things with that. You can either stay out longer, or you can come in with everybody and take just a couple gallons less than everybody else, make your stop that much faster with 2 tires, and get some track position. We got some in-race reporters here in the booth. We got Chris Beckman, Dan Jones still on the track, and Slim Jim Gately fresh out of the infield care center. Slim, man, tough break there.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been where I was to begin with on that lap. But I thought I was okay right there, and I was just going to kind of ride right there at his quarter, and if I had an opportunity, I was going to move on up in there. But anyway, shouldn't have never been there.
Yeah, it looked like it just kind of surprised him off the corner that it probably hadn't called 3 wide yet, and then just as he got there, he came up there. It was just wrong time, wrong place.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him at all. I mean, I should have known better than to be right there. I didn't really think I was in front of his quarter. I thought I was just kind of floating right there at the edge, where if he did come over, I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I just misjudged it a little bit. But it should have never happened on the first lap, man, or whatever lap it is.
Yeah, you're just taking the first.
Tough luck, Slim, man. It happens. It can happen to you, then it can happen to you again. That's what Steve McQueen said.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean we've all seen it all. So a little quick drive next week.
And we got Chris Beckman with the Highline team.
Later,
like
guys.
their chances.
Take it easy, Slim.
What's up?
Yeah, I got the gummy bear.
Chris, you got a copy.
Yeah, sorry, you caught me snacking on some gummy bears.
You gotta get the sponsor plug in.
THC or CBD?
Just regular old Haribo Gold Bears.
Yeah, I don't know if that's legal in Arkansas yet.
Yeah, tough break for Slim there.
Yeah, absolutely. But you gotta like your position there. You got your teammate. You got the co-goats there. Really, you got Rick Johnson and Matt Watkins around you. You got Dan, who is super patient.
Yeah, I think we're all just kind of hanging out right now, trying to be patient, be smart.
Well, I like your chances. I know how I've seen and heard about Rick's notebook at Talladega, and he has every strategy possibility in that notebook. And You guys get a long run there and pit together. That's another thing he's really good at. So he could break out of his slump here today.
Yeah, 10-4, definitely. You know, he's a smart, patient driver. It seems like he's always thinking strategy, and I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Yeah, so we're looking at about an 18-lap fuel window here, right?
Yeah, 10-4. I mean, if you're saving, you could stretch it a little bit here and there, but yeah, that's pretty good. 18.
Yeah, so with this caution, you're probably going to be coming in probably closer to lap 20, I'd say. Those guys that stayed out.
Now I've seen Rick pit early, like about 16 laps, and then not get a full 2 cans, get a can and a half, and you know, providing it stays green with a bigger field like this, I don't know, you know, but there might be that opportunity. Rick knows how to short pit those.
That's
you
what I
run
was
it
saying.
out and then you get a full tank. You're not really getting any more than you get if you don't quite run it out and get a can and a half.
That's what I was saying about those guys that topped off. You know, if they get to a green flag stop, they're going to take just those couple gallons less, and the lights are off on the FSB pace car. We're going to start to see some of these strategies play out. We're going to have the field restart in single file. Nobody should be a lap down. No lucky dog. No free pass. And in the lead, still, the Highwayman.
Winner
with
of
Dave
last
Chandry.
night's Bristol race.
Yeah, winner last night at Bristol. Man, we couldn't touch him. Oh, we got hardware issues for the 06. See, the kiss of death strikes. Will Farmer reporting in that his dad had to pit for hardware issues. Did he lose a lap or anything, or is he still good? He's still showing. He's showing only 16 laps, seconds back rather. By the way, gotta give a birthday
Will,
shout out
what's
there.
up?
Brad Otto also there in the back, the 31. Let's go find our friendly neighborhood FSB Marine. It was his birthday yesterday, which coincided with
Happy birthday, Marine.
both my
You
father-in-law,
made
the maid of honor at our wedding, Beth, my wife's best friend, and Tony Stewart. So it was a heck of a birthday day yesterday, and Brad Otto was part of it. So happy belated to Mr. Otto.
Absolutely. Happy birthday,
Who,
Brad.
by the way, provided us with those FSB Racing hats you see Milty and I wearing in the pre-race.
1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
1, 2, 3, 4, green flag once more for the 40.
Well, what has been the problem for the 40, the Highwayman? Connection. So, connection at Riverside, getting booted out, a competitive car there. You know, what could have been, but now tonight, thus far, he looks solid. And, you know, that weighs on your mind when you got that going on. Everybody's telling you got it going on. You kind of know it, too. You got gauges.
Looks like a problem for the 3 car. I don't know what's happening here with the 3 of Mark DeSenza. He is slow on the backstretch. And it looks like he's bringing that car in. I'm thinking maybe he lost 4th gear.
Blue 4th. That's, he just said it on the scanner.
Oh man, the hard luck just continues.
And the 101 has no second gear, so he's blown second.
Oh great. Well, that's not as bad as losing 4th, but it's gonna hurt.
Well, you can't race with 4th, folks.
Yeah, you can't race without 4th here at Talladega. It is physically impossible. Yeah, let's follow. We'll follow Mark DeSenza here on this restart, and we'll listen for it happening. Yep. See, bounces off the tack. And Jeff Habbock does a great job not running him over, but he's going to lose some ground off of that.
Along with these other cars.
Yeah, they're going to have to hook up and hope that they can either catch that lead draft again or at least keep themselves from going a lap down and catch a caution. But tough break.
Somebody lost 4th, I heard.
Yeah, that was
the
Mark
three
DeCenzo.
car.
He was at the back of the pack anyway, and yeah, he lost fourth pretty badly. Jammed a couple cars up, but he got out of the way quickly. Lost fourth pretty badly. Yeah, that's kind of digital. You either have fourth or you don't. What the heck am I saying?
Yeah, we definitely see it on the restart here. This was not a good restart for a lot of cars here. You really
Yes,
you gotta keep concentration in this race. You can kind of get lulled to sleep, or you could have one car that all it takes is one guy in front of you to do that, and you can't pass him until the start-finish line. And you get out of that draft, you're dog meat.
Yeah, so you see the pack splintered all over the place. The lead 6 or 7 cars have pulled away here from the second pack, and the second pack has another gap back to these 3 cars, minus a couple stragglers. These 3 cars lost their momentum when Mark DeCenzo lost his gear, and so they're going to have to, again, hope for a caution or just work together and try and scrap for what they can.
I think this group up to Pops Marguson and maybe Winston trying to hang on there, but that's a very tall order. Still have a chance. Winston is going backwards. The rest of this group is piling back up on each other, and they should start developing some lanes here, and they do.
Yep. And the two packs are going to converge again pretty quickly here.
You really want to be 5th or less on all these restarts. That gives you a pretty good opportunity to make sure you stay with that group. But no harm, no foul. The second group had got the draft, got back in, and now they're jiggy all over the place here, inside, outside. Got to be crew chief too here, so these drivers teammates got to remind each other of when they go green and how far they can go, so they can kind of focus on driving and know as that time goes on and it gets within 10 laps, you're going to start thinking about getting to the bottom line again.
And that high line forming up there with
Or
Greg
stay
Palmer
out
in the
next to the
22. Greg Palmer in the 22 leading that high line with some help from Dave Ellens, Matt Stewart, Ken Hansen. You got Johnny Doucette and Keith Cordier on the 25, all working the high side, trying to make some room up here. And then you see Dan Jones pops up in front. He wants to lead the high line. All that stuff about running the bottom, that just went out the window when he saw that momentum coming. So Will Farmer asked if the second pack could catch up. Well, here they are, and they're looking racy. Huck Wigginton down there in the 00, good-looking car. Somehow got a lap down. I think maybe he had a penalty on that restart or something, because they caught him pretty quickly, and he is hanging in there in the lucky dog position. So he probably likes where he is in terms of if he can catch a caution.
Just want to ride right now, and hope the caution is behind you,
and not be the caution.
Got to race the same, whether you're a lap down or not, which is you just kind of stay in your line here. You don't want to get jiggy. You want to stay on that bottom line, I think, too, in case, for pit stops, too. Unless you got teammates, you can help as a lap down.
So Dave Jandry wants out of that high line there. He pops out in front of lap car of Huck Wigginton down behind Steve Weber.
Dangerous with his entry, allowing a little room there. We always tried to pinch that down when you're on the bottom line, to not make sure you tell that guy behind you, don't even try it.
Yeah. it's faster to come up a little and to, on the entry and
But
exit.
you got to have a lot of trust there. Look, the 63
Yeah.
is like, well, I don't know.
It's faster, but if you give those guys an inch, they'll take it. And you see the 06 car, my kiss of death pick is being caught to put a lap down here after his mechanical issues. He lost the draft on that restart as well. And he's going to go
0-0
high.
Continuing to look tighter and tighter.
Sorry, Bill, don't blame me. Blame Google's random number generator. So here we are looking what would normally be the pit window in the next couple laps. But remember, they extended that a bit with the caution period. So I'd say we're looking at closer to lap 20 to 22 for pit stops to start up. So give them about 4 or 5 laps.
You're those first guys you don't want to go down pit road and then have a caution come out while you're on pit road.
And you see, in anticipation of that, most likely, everybody is more or less settled down into this one line with that one long pack. I can't even count how many cars are in that. Look at about 15
some on
cars.
the scanner here. Nothing yet about pitting. You got to pick a lane. Talladega, Daytona. I just got a text from Dog Palmer. Do you know what the hell you're even talking about? Thanks, buddy.
The man pulls no punches.
You can type that up there if you want. I don't care. Type it on. Because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I have won a few races, though.
How many at Talladega?
I don't know for sure, but I've got several of them at least. Pro Cup.
Kevin Mays being passed here to be put another lap down.
We'd have to look. I don't even know if they have archives of that.
We should, somewhere in the thread, in the
It'd
forum
be in there
threads.
somewhere.
It'll be in there. It'll be there. Yeah, we still have years and years of archived results and posts and what have you.
18 years or 19 now for this league.
Goodness, well, the league started in 2003, after the game released, right? So,
Pit's coming up for us. People
yeah,
that
here we
didn't
are,
pit,
lap 18.
There we go.
We're in the standard
5.
window.
Showing 5 for me.
That's about what I was thinking, that we're going to get in the 20 to 22 range.
4 and out.
Yep, 22 would be 4 laps from now here on lap 19, so. Ooh, a little blink there from the highwayman.
Yeah, he had a little one, a little bit.
That's his Achilles heel right now. Is
Hardware
His
and connection, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be taking all the trophies home if he didn't have those problems.
He's still leading the points in most series right now.
Yeah.
Love you too, dog.
So you see,
I
we
think
saw you.
Dog won the Daytona 500.
Oh, we got a wreck here. Lap cars in the
Just
back
what we needed.
wrecking. Yeah, this is what some of the guys who lost ground really needed there.
Caution is out. As they
On
get to the
furthering.
tri-oval, which you don't slow.
Yeah, you race
slow it
back
down
still.
Nice and easy here, guys.
Well, and continuing the Kiss of Death theme, the 06 Night goes from bad to worse here, as you'll see what happened. He was on the outside, and he just Came down across the 58's nose. And then more wrecking in front of them in response to that. Looks like Bill didn't hit anything. Not sure what happened with the 9 and the
around
92.
there.
He was telling us, Bill was telling us he went to Dover and got into a suite and everything, drinking beers and
Nice.
never been to
Oh,
a
I see
real
the
race.
9 got hooked.
Things are
Oh,
slowly starting to get back to normal. Oh, and Kevin Mays
Kevin Mays goes
hammered by
tumbling.
the 9.
And the 9.
Poor
9
Kevin, good run for him so far today.
Well, he was
Keeping out
down
of
a lap
trouble,
already.
and he on fire.
There goes Bill.
And,
Disconnected.
and the 9 car, got to be some heavy damage for Ken Hansen, last
Yeah.
week's winner.
We'll see what it's like on board the 92 here. He barely just can't miss the 9.
Scheiße. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Get my bucket.
Where's my bucket? I got to throw up. Speaking of Bill Farmer, we got Bill Farmer. What's up, Bill? Man, troubles all night.
Straight out of the infield
Hardware
care center.
issues.
Yeah, that I have a new wheel and was having a little calibration issue, and I pitted, and I thought I took care of it, which I think I did. But I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this wheel configuration yet. And that last one with me and Johnny, it looks like it was probably both of ours, but I'm taking it as mine. So I just parked it. Not for nothing, in the draft, in the practice, it seemed okay. But when I got into that huge draft, it was a different animal.
Yeah,
we
that
were
does
talking
change it.
about that. Oh, 3 wide coming out.
Wow,
of the
look at that pit
four
exit.
wide. Sorry.
That was gaggle of cars coming out there. The race off pit road.
Yeah, we were
was
talking about that at the beginning. I mentioned that is even 6-7 car drafts are nothing when you got compared to 29 car drafts.
That's a fact, Milt.
Yeah, got that couple extra miles per hour of speed, that
And with
much
the
less
new wheel,
air
I
or
know
going
I've
over the
been through
car.
That too, it takes time to get. I mean,
Right.
now you'll probably be a little bit less sensitive. And it's funny with the plate racing, right? I mean, you want that wheel to turn when you want it to turn, but you don't want it to oversteer. But at the same time, you don't want any slop in the wheel either.
That's right. That's right.
So it takes a
Well-
while to get it right there.
Well, it's good to be back out here with you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was good to see you again.
on the
I
track,
hate to
bud.
tell you, Bill, that my Google random number generator that I used to make my pick tonight.
Oh, stop it, Milt. Stop it, Shawn.
It applied the kiss of death.
No, he came up with the 6, but
I came
6
up,
didn't
yeah,
run this week.
exactly.
That just goes to show you how accurate
So
that
he
thing
picked
is.
the 06 instead, but I go,
Exactly.
you didn't get 06. You got 6.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's Talladega, and we've been the kiss of death lately, so anyone could possibly
Should've
win here.
ran it again.
I ran the random number generator. It gave me the 6.
Should've ran it again.
Warren Johnson wasn't out there tonight, so I went with the 06, and look what that got us.
Well, so how long you been off, Bill?
Oh, I had issues with this wheel, and it was the wheel and pedal configuration, so I was probably out for probably 4 weeks. I was off the last 2 weeks of the off season and the first 2 weeks of the new season, so I'm back.
Yeah, I mean, I've been through that, for various things, not be able to pay the cable bill or whatever, stuff like that. And I know it's great to get back on the track and feel it again. So at least you got your feet wet.
Yes, sir. Well, good broadcast as always, guys, and
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I'll watch this thing on YouTube later on.
Sounds good,
All
man.
right,
All right,
brother.
better luck next time.
All right, no problem, guys. I'm glad to be back out here with you guys, and I will do better next time. I have no choice. It can only get better.
Well, thanks for stopping in. Of course, thanks as always for sponsoring the series, putting up the hardware, Farmer Brothers
Absolutely.
contracting.
It's always my pleasure, and I just so you know, we're set for the next season as well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Long-time sponsor there. We appreciate that. These guys are racing for a real trophy.
Like a
and-
better sponsor than Winston, and the trophies don't kill you either.
That's right. Okay,
I don't
guys,
know.
we'll see you
That
later.
comes from a smoker, unfortunately.
Take care, Bill. I don't know, man. These trophies, some of them are pretty big and could do some damage. If I mean the bases are
Dudes
pretty
love
solid.
trophies. Why do you think I show mine off, even though they're all dirty and I'm too lazy to been off of work too long, man. I gotta get back to work. Shit.
Yeah, mine are all on the other side of the camera. I gotta set up that reverse angle so I can show mine when Milty's talking about his.
Who's got the biggest one? That's
Probably
all that
Milty.
matters.
Well,
biggest
the
one-
Indy 500 one is one of my favorites. That's for sure. That's a big one.
My tallest one, I actually had to swap the toppers on it because it wouldn't fit between my shelf and the ceiling. It had the trophy, the winged trophy girl with the arms up in the air. I had to swap it for one of the car ones, otherwise it wouldn't fit on the shelf.
Who was the dude that ran Sin City Racing? God, I'm so terrible with
Oh
names.
goodness, the
He was
191,
He
right?
put up hardware
Sanders,
for
Michael
years.
Sanders, Michael Sanders, right?
Absolutely, Michael Sanders put up hardware for years, and that trophy is just it's better than some of the ones my dad got, which were real trophies.
He was the they had the Sin City shootout for the pole winners. Well, we got the lights off in the FSP pace car again. Chris and Dan, you guys were about to pit, and all those strategies have been negated. And we're about a quarter of the way in here, or a third of the way in here, rather.
It looked
Yeah.
like all the leaders did well, no mistakes. Probably 2 tires and fuel.
Yeah, still 2 stops for everybody. Just a question of what you're going to do on that second stop, I think.
Yep, that's what it usually comes down to. And of course, executing those stops, not getting black flags, those are absolutely killer here. It is very
you can
lonely.
go with no tires if you can cut it down to a small fuel window, a can or a can and a half. Even a can, though, you can still get 2 tires at the same time as you can get fuel.
Yeah, if you can get it down to a half can, then there you go. No tires, just gas and go. And we hear those guys clutching. They want every millimeter they can get of fuel mileage. You can see the 29, the 51, the 15, all their noses bobbing up and down as we watch them here under caution.
Look at the studs, the cream rising to the top, folks. Man, tell you what.
Yeah, I mean, people they poo-poo super speedway racing as if it's, no skill, but that's, you know what? You see the same guys up front every time. Why does Denny Hamlin keep winning Daytona 500s? Why does Brad Keselowski keep winning Talladega?
See if you can keep up with these guys.
Why did Dale Jr. and Dale Sr. run so well at that Talladega? There is a specific skill set. It's different than the other tracks, but it's not lesser. And yes, because of some of the nature of the racing, some surprise winners can happen. But as you said, the cream tends to rise to the top, and here we go, back to green here on lap 25.
My kingdom for the 40 car having a good connection and computer throughout this race, and let's see how this goes. It's Watkins all over the back of him. Because he's the Pac-Man. Yeah, he's the Pac-Man.
Oh, don't do my man George Harrison dirty like that. Come on now.
One of my favorite songs, The Taxman.
Well, at the
I
time,
think on my record, my Beatles Revolver record, I think I wore out Taxman before I wore out the rest of it. But then when I got
was the
older,
opening track?
I realized how great the other songs were.
it helped that was the opening track on the album too.
Yep.
Yeah, they wrote that because the tax rate for the top earners in Britain at the time was something like 95%. And I'm not sure if that was a progressive tax or a flat rate. But
You see any error between the 15 and the 40 on the straightaway? I don't. Ain't no credit card there. That is, he's not bumping him. He's just right there. It's what Matt Watkins does. to be an effective drafter, you have to be willing to be that extra 2-3 inches closer.
Well, I was on the receiving end of that from Matt Watkins on Tuesday. I was third in line on the high side, and he was fourth in line, and he kept pushing me into the second in line all night long. And we were just banging those bumpers the whole way until something finally twitched, and away we went.
Danny
But
Falcon in the house.
yeah, there, Danny. It takes a little extra bravery to bump someone with such a blinky connection, though.
Well, tonight looks like the 40's pretty solid, and that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, all it takes is one blink, and then you're inside that car, and that does not end well. We got Jeff Hale stuck on the high side there with Dave Jandry. They're all alone, and they're just going to go backwards here if they don't get any help. Looks like Ryan Johnson
Danny
and
was
Shane
on
Wisman.
the fabled ECR team back in the day with Rick Johnson and Danny and Dave Hackman. They were a dominating team in Pro Cup at these and Super Speedway at these big tracks like Talladega and Daytona.
And Dan popped up there. He wanted part of that Highline action, but he almost did it too late, and he spooked Ryan. That cost them some momentum, but they should be closing up to Jeff Hale now. And we're starting to get the numbers up there.
Well, what's the car language tell you right now? Looks like guys are fine to be in line, and that's on the bottom. As this goes on, do you want to start thinking, let's see how that high line produces, then I'll pop up in front of them and they can take me to the promised land.
Ryan Johnson just trying to get up there to the bumper of his teammate.
40.
That's what I'm talking about. That's scary stuff when you're pushing inches away at 200 miles per hour.
I had it happen for about 6 months, and finally Jim Ray had to sit me down, and we had every brain in the league trying to figure it out, and turned out it was a sound setting.
Yep, if you set it to more than 8 sounds in some computers, it'll cause problems.
My computer would not handle it, and then as I went, and I figured it out just because I tried everything else that all the smart guys figured out. So one day I was like, yeah, I'll turn this down. All of a sudden, gone. That was it.
Yeah, that's not. You can have a super powerful system, and some systems just don't like more than 8 sounds being played, no matter how good it runs everything else. It's just a quirk of old sound drivers, old program and modern sound drivers, something like that. But we've got things settled down here in the top 5 at least. High side still trying to hang on. You see Ryan Johnson's still up there, Shane Wisman's still up there, Dave Jandry.
24 and 18. That's 42. 52. Wait, no, 42. That'll give you,
What?
man, I don't know, man. I don't know if they can make it. There's still going to be 2 more stops, like dude said.
Yeah, they took the restart at lap 25. Yeah, it's definitely not.
The 42, 60, and 76. So they're going to still, if this stays green, they're going to have to run it out.
Yeah, but it's doable. And you see those
close, but it's very doable.
Those cars in the high line are getting down now. They don't want to be up there anymore.
Easy, and in 18, 17, and 17 would work. And that's if they went back at 24, which I think they did. It may have been 25, so they might have another lap or 2 in the bank.
You see
Like
Jeff
Danny
Hale.
was saying, ECR was the best back then. They were the first team in this league to change the thinking. Now you see all these pros. This is professional level. It wasn't like that back then. They're the first team to really changed how they thought about pitting and fuel and down to a science and pitting together as a team.
Through the run, Jeff Hale gets on this high side here with a little help from Dave Jandry. The problem is it's short-lived and equalizes out pretty quick. Unless you can get some help. And there you got Ryan Johnson up there to help. Jeff Habbock's been up there the whole time since we went back to green. Brian Lovell wants to go up and get a piece of this. We haven't talked about the 043 tonight. Strong super speedway racer. Not afraid to go to the high side, as you see now.
You're in this group, you're feeling really good. I get a chance to win this race. Anything can happen from here. If you're not in this group, it's very, every lap you go backwards.
Other side of that coin, though, Milty, is we're not even halfway yet. So you got to get this car home in one piece. You do not want aerodynamic damage. You do not want to lose the draft. You do not want to lose a lap. So there's two schools of thought there. And Ryan Johnson gets pushed down a little below the yellow line. Back in place, though.
Nowhere better I liked than in front and guarding that bottom line. Lap after lap.
At the same time, you feel that target being painted on your back, so it's
and it's even better if you got
good
a
and
teammate.
bad. Yeah.
It's a little more anxiety giving, a lot more. But when you got the 15 behind you, you know what he's gonna do, and he knows it's just coming up on the halfway point. Gonna ride here.
Yeah, we'll be halfway in a couple laps here. Lap 38 will be the halfway. We're at 30.
We hit that porta potty at the halfway point. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers.
All right, then. Knew that was probably coming. I see Dave Jandry still stuck there on the high side, pretty much by himself with Brian Lovell. They're starting to make some ground up there, but it looks like I think Dave Jandry probably might want to fill that hole while he's got the chance, because they got to get to the pits soon, just a little past halfway here. And now he's holding serve, and look at the run they get down the backstretch here. That's the strength of the high line, is how you can keep it wound up there and you don't get bound up on the bottom. And there's fewer cars up there right now, as you can see. Now I'll pop the picture-in-picture up. See, there's fewer cars up there, and that bottom line is more organized. But at the end of the straights, those two cars that are hooked up and not having to check up as much, they can get a run going. They just can't quite keep it up. And then it just ebbs and flows back and forth. Meanwhile, Jim Christopherson has had a stranglehold on this lead all night long. I'm pretty sure he has led every lap so far, unless anybody stayed out for a Dave Marcus point on that yellow flag pit stop. Matt Stewart working the high line there. He gets involved in the 90 in and out car. Looks like Brad Otto working the high side. He likes it up there. He also likes to work some, counterintuitive strategies sometimes, and it's gotten him caught out in down laps before. One thing you don't want to do here at Talladega, you do not want to pit alone. You are going to lose the draft for sure if you pit alone, so I would not expect to see any crazy strategies played out.
Some code on the scanner there, talking about, I think, how many laps they want to go, the 58 and the 101.
They must be talking about what they have left, but that's out in the open. Either that or it's
usually
code book
want to
plays.
do that on your channel. But then again, I think the rest of these teams are going to do what they're going to do anyway. And we
Pretty
got
much.
Tom Heinz in the building here going for the 6-3 of Jason Dolfer, Jammin' J. And after his second place finish last week at Riverside, he's in the game here.
Yeah, that was a statement last week from Jason Dolfer. He goes from wrecked on the first lap to
He had the best car all
charging
night.
up to second. He was absolutely on a mission. Fantastic run for Jason Dolfer in the 63. Backed it up with the win on Tuesday night. Jammin' J is on a roll right now, and he's looking comfortable there in the top 10.
He's right about where I'd want to be. Maybe up more about fifth, but
Yeah, he's
it
sitting
also
eighth. That's
depends
still a good
about
spot.
teammates.
Eighth is not a bad spot here on this track, and he knows that high side works because he benefited from it. So when it's time to go, I expect to see him up there.
Well, I mean, I say like I'd like to be in fifth. I'd like to be better looking too.
I'd like to be rich but not famous. That's what I want. Keep the fame. Give me the money.
Absolutely.
I've seen
in
what
my
fame does to
experience,
people.
Knowing famous people, it's a work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Can't go anywhere. Yada yada.
Mm-hmm. Like Webb told me about, Steve Weber there in the 83, sitting in ninth place, told me to look for that documentary on Hulu about the touring years of the Beatles, as we were just talking about the Beatles before too. And basically what it came down to, especially George, just couldn't handle it anymore. Everywhere they went, there was nothing but screaming, people chasing them. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't hear themselves at a concert. Friggin' electric instruments, they couldn't hear themselves. Pretty much all they could hear was Ringo banging, and they kind of went off that. And Ringo would just look at Paul rather, to figure out where he was on the bass. They couldn't hear stuff. They didn't have the monitors that they do now. And it looks like we might have
Cars
some takers
down
for
pit
pitting.
road. Here we go.
Yeah, we got the checkered flag guys coming in. Oh, someone's forced into the grass.
They all go together.
I think that was Dave Ellens getting pushed into the grass. Hopefully that does not incur a flag.
And they're in the windows. You're going to see more here. We were talking 42. This 41. It'll be 42 when they cross the line.
We see just right side tires. You're not going to take all four on this stop. It's a little quicker. And down and away for the 29.
That last stop, you want to take lefts. Why? Because they get them done faster.
Yeah, it gets that fuel into the car and average about a tenth of a second
Even
faster.
if
And
you're
here comes a
still getting
gaggle of
that-
cars. Lead
Just
pack
for some
in.
reason, it gets faster.
Oh, we got a cluster
they're
on the
crashing.
pit road. Oh, it's a parking lot at pit entrance. This is exactly what these guys
This
did
is
not want to see.
Yeah, it was exactly what checkered flag
Oh,
wanted to see.
no.
Car's still crashing. Rick Johnson around.
Matt Watkins decided to do a bootlegger turn there, and Rick Johnson paid the price.
Matt is always aggressive on pit road. Sometimes it wins him races. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, backing that up now on the replay screen while we watch these guys take their service. And this is really going to mix things up. See Chris Beckman down and away. I think he might inherit the lead out of all this mess.
Johnson couldn't quite get wound up trying to stay behind Matt, so he picked an alternate lane, but the 22 Greg Palmer came in there out of control.
Actually, looks like 007 Dan Jones may have been. Yes, Dan was the catalyst for that reaction.
And that's because he got hit in the rear.
No,
by
Dan
Jones.
was locked up. Yeah.
Okay, yep, that was it.
And then watch this bootlegger turn from Matt. Bonk right into the 52, adding injury to injury rather than insult. And 41 Chris Beckman back in. Black flag for the 41.
41 was off the track there, and
Black flag for the
Matt
15.
going backwards and tries to do a look at that. Oh, he needed to go the other way. I did that once, actually, in my pit stall and spun around. Rick Johnson told me it was the greatest thing he ever saw in sim racing. But I did it in my stall. And Matt needed to go to the left, but he was worried about hitting the wall, and he just took Rick out. Rick has no luck there.
We're trying to figure out how this all sorted out. Looks like Jeff Hale is the
Shouldn't
prime.
be much damage for those guys, but
That was a pretty hard hit on the bootlegger turn there.
and this thing stays green, so this really kills them.
Yeah, incidents on pit road don't usually bring out the caution flag, but the real beneficiary here is Jeff Hale. Despite pitting all, without.
I think Rick Johnson got a penalty too. He was back on pit road.
Well, he probably had to, get all 4 tires because he got knocked across the lane. But where was it going there? Yeah, Jeff Hale, despite having come out of the pits all by himself, ends up in the lead because of the delay
that's usually
that these
a
guys
bad
had.
thing, but
And I
not
see
today.
a little breakaway here to the 59 and 83. The next couple of cars in the lead pack here. That's 4th and 5th. Ryan Johnson, Steve Weber. The packs are going to congeal here in a little bit. Dan Jones.
Christopherson definitely lost some spots there, but still in it. And,
Christopherson was
Winston is the big winner in that one.
Christopherson was mostly hurt. Well, Winston came in there with the 29 and the 59, so he was part of that group. Christopherson just lost his drafting partners coming out, and that's what allowed these guys to get around him. Because Jim got in there clean, and all the wrecking happened behind him.
There's a pretty good group behind these two of Weber and
Weber and Johnson, Ryan Johnson, they're going to get caught by that third pack.
they should have a chance to reel these guys in.
It's really a pack catching a duo when you get down to it.
The 83, Matt Watkins' teammate, Steve Weber, what does he do? He ends up towards the front at the end of races. Once again, he's got a big shot here, and he's pushing the 59, but this group will come. They need to work together, but the 43 wants to go around.
Yeah, the 043 looking on the high side. And these packs have re-merged, and you see Dan Jones hanging on to it too, despite being right there at the center of that pit road.
The more they battle, the more they can lose this front group. But with all the numbers they got, they're still going to catch them whether fighting or not, I think.
Yeah, that's inevitable. 3 cars versus, one line of 4 and one of 3.
Down.
Yeah, with his black flag, he's going to go a lap down, but he's going to sit there right in the lucky dog spot if he can just latch on to the leaders. Well, I was going to hit the porta potties after the green flag stops, but that turned out to be rather eventful. So now I'm going to take my break and hand it over to Milty.
Watkins should be the first car on the lead lap. So he's going to hope for a caution here, obviously, but he is letting these guys go by. They're going to try to pick up on the back of that pack and be that lucky dog. And that second pack is coming. Dolfer needs to stay up with that group. Keep your foot in it, son. You could use the draft car of Matt Watkins, but Matt Watkins fell behind. I expected him. He might have some more damage from that than we thought. 15 does not look. He's going backwards. Coming up on these lap cars, they get around the 000 of Huck Wigington. He's also a lap down, so he may actually be I don't know, we'll have to see who the lucky dog is. Probably
yeah.
the luckiest dog is the 007. I don't know if he got damaged there. I'm sure he feels bad about blowing
Oh, yeah.
that, but
Second time in a week I tried that and locked her up this time.
Yeah, we saw you going in there with those front tires just locked up, and once that happens, it's like hitting an ice patch. You just can't do anything
there's
to
nothing
recover.
like trying to pit at Talladega or Daytona from 190 plus to 55 miles an hour.
Matt Watkins shown as in the lucky dog spot, but he's losing this draft. I'm not sure what happened there.
His car don't look right.
He might have some damage from that bootlegger turn impact.
Yeah, he should have zigged when he zagged. Easy for me to say. He was trying to put on a show there going backwards, but that probably will be frowned upon.
He's out there doing 177 by himself.
Webb in that group there.
Yeah, his top speed is down a couple miles per hour.
Webb trying to go it alone on the outside. He wants takers here. And Rick Johnson is done. Another disappointing night for the former champion, multiple champion.
15 hitting pit road. I think
the other champion, the other GOAT, I think he done too. Opportunities for somebody else to win it. And right now, we've got the tie car of the 29 of Jeff Hale right where he wants to be.
I'm thinking the 15 might just be calling it a night there with a sick car. Yep. See the 15 retires in his pit box, so he realizes he doesn't have the car anymore. Just rather than ride it out, I guess he's not looking for points this season. I think he didn't even show up last week, did he?
No, he didn't.
Brian Lovell in the 043 looks to get the high side started, sees no takers, and gets back in line. So we saw these guys come in about lap 42, right where we expected, and so we're gonna be looking for lap 60, about another 8 laps here for the final pit stops to start, and it's gonna be for all the marbles. It's definitely that's the money stop right there. These guys are psyching themselves up. They're checking those tires. Some guys are going to be taking lefts. Some guys are going to be taking rights. I don't think anybody should be taking 4. And looking to get a clean in, clean out, and see if we can make up those spots on pit road. It's the easiest place to pass is pit road.
Brian Lovell in the 043. How about that?
How about that? Shane Wistman and Brian Lovell there having great runs.
Both these guys, this could be one of those seasons where we start to see some new guys on the podium here. Definite possibility. There's still a long way to go here. The veteran Jandry behind him, he jolting. And he's got a lot of experience.
Did you see they catch Matt Stewart to put him a lap, 4th lap down, looks like. I'm sorry, a 2nd lap. I was reading Matt Watkins' position.
The highwayman, Christopherson, back a little ways here. Dominated this race.
Yeah, it was a dominating start to the race, but he got caught out by all of his help crashing behind him on pit road.
And, the car is a lot different following. And you see, he did get the apron there a little bit. 29 drafting the lappers, and then comes back down in front of Wistman there.
That was a bold move.
The veteran, the super speedway expert, the 29 is hanging it out there.
And Chris Beckman also. Chris Beckman. Chris Beckman also affected by that pit stop debacle. Got himself a black flag.
Yeah, tough tough for Highline there. They were in position. That's racing, and that's pitting the Daytona green flag stops. And we're looking at another one coming up here real quick like.
Absolutely.
Now, what do you do? You can go 18, 17, or you can take it all the way to 16.
I'm thinking, yeah, most importantly, you don't want to pit alone. We already covered that. And I see cars starting to wiggle around. Those are guys who are checking all of their screens, checking they've only got 2 tires set. They're checking how much fuel they got left.
Well, you always talk about, you need to look at that stuff.
They're checking if they got damage
on the straightaway. But when you're this close all the time, it's very difficult at any point to look down. That car wants to drift on you a little bit. Got to take your eyes off. You just got to find the right. You want to do it right coming out of the corner. Take a look. Get it done before you get to the corner again. But if you're going to adjust something and you're going to go to a can and a half.
No, you can't make it on a can and a half. What you can do is pit with just a couple gallons fuel left
in the car. You might be with 16.
Basically, yeah. If you got a couple gallons left in the car, you can effectively take like a can and 3/4, because it tries to put 2 cans in, but it stops when it gets full. Yeah. Yeah, you can't specify a can and 3/4, but you can force it by pitting with some fuel left in the tank.
That's why you take the can and a half. Yeah.
Oh, big chop.
Boy, there was almost contact there. There was contact. Lovell's seeing a little bit of a weakness. You got to guard that bottom, and when you drift out a little bit, guys are going to try to take it. What's he got to lose here? This is a chance for him to get on the podium, his first podium on Friday night.
All right, I'd start looking for cars to pit real soon here. We're in the window. This is what I'd want. I'd want to pit in the window, but I want help. I want to know that someone's going with me. So start looking for those messages to come up.
And
29 pitting.
Got some on the scanner, 43, 29, 34.
Almost all the leaders.
007. So that whole lead group is going to pit.
Yep,
maybe.
Everybody.
59, 51, 63. They want to be in that same group, but they want to outperform.
Looks like maybe the 83 is staying out.
Goes way wide, hard in there in the tied car. Oh, and the 51 did great, but then he was a little bit out of whack and got tagged in the rear. I don't know if he's going to get a penalty for that, but he loses 2 spots.
Yeah, going into the grass, I think.
Shane Winston gets in clean. Very good. Lovell looks a little sideways, but seemed to get in. The 25 gets in well. 29 gets in well. 59 a little cockeyed.
That's actually the 007 is a little crooked there, but that's good.
Waiting for fuel. Oh, and the 29 and the 007 side by side. Did the 29 speed or not? He goes around all of them.
And now the 83 and 41 come in together.
Goes on the outside and takes them all except for the 043 of Brian Lovell. Beautiful money stop. See if there's anything on the scanner as far as penalties. We'll see. Brian Lovell goes from P3 to P1. Got the veteran, the multiple Speedway champion, serious individual behind him. Got to guard that bottom. Come on, son.
All right, I'm looking at the web page I use to run the ticker. There are no flags on the field. No black flags showing.
Nothing on the scanner. The 29 passed 3 cars coming out of pit road there, by good aggressiveness and keeping right under the, you know, you have, timing areas here, sections on pit road, and he nailed it perfectly. Now, when is that outside line going to try to take this away from Mr. Level?
Meanwhile, look on the. Meanwhile,
Level is a relative to Jim Level on Apollo 13, by the way. Apollo
So the
8.
The guys who ran it dry, pitting now, Rick Castle among them, Johnny Doucette, Pops Marguson, and here you have 83 Steve Weber, and you see what it cost him to pit effectively on his own, just with 2 lap cars. He goes from the lead, from inheriting the lead on those pit stops, to look at how far away those cars are from him. He's gone.
Like the last time. This time, this group nailed it. Professional green flag stops when it was money time. We've seen some of the favorites get knocked out by themselves or others. And now,
meanwhile, here comes 58 in the 124. That's Johnny Doucette and Rick Castle. Can they get up to speed before these leaders eat them up? I think they got a chance. They're on the backstretch here as the leaders go into 1 and 2. This is going to work out all right for the 124, 58. They're going to get past, but they didn't lose everything.
And the Crown Royal car must have nailed that stop pretty good. They've got a good little run here going there. They need to force themselves down in front of these guys.
They had already lost the draft. I see what's going on here. They had already lost it. That's what it was. That's why they came out where they did.
Okay.
So they had just cycled into the lead, but they were out of touch to begin with.
Brian Lovell, you're leading the FSB Talladega Friday night race, and you got the Wolf Pack behind you. 64-76. When is that outside line going to form?
Go on board with Jason Dolfer. J, the 63, you know he knows how to use that outside.
7 cars for the win. Hill's in the catchbird seat. He's going to be looking in his mirrors and waiting for that outside line to form. And when they start to come, the scariest part is if the 40 tries to make that move, which he's already showing car language like he wants to. You can see him come out to the outside a little bit there and kind of go, okay, Dan, you ready to go with me?
Dave Jandry retired after that pit road incident.
I wouldn't do it yet.
Dave Jandry retired after getting knocked into the grass there on pit road. So either he
got a black.
He got a black flag. Okay. Well, that's why there was no black flags shown, because the ones who got it retired.
So many could have been. It just ended up bad with these green flag stops, the action, mistakes, and nailing it. You know, we've seen Brian Lovell run well here and endure himself to the league and his clean driving, and I think we're starting to see what he's best at.
Well, let's see. Here's what happened with the 51. Let's see if we can figure out how he got
That was a pro.
that flag. And it was from. It was a tap from behind from the 40.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw
That's
that
what got
earlier.
I didn't see who got him.
That's insult to injury. You get hit and you get the black flag for getting hit because you're on the grass.
Yeah, I didn't see who it was live, but yeah.
Lovell guarding that bottom line well. You don't want to give Jeff anything because he's going to stick it in there.
I see what it was. Dave swung wide to miss the 29, and yeah, Jim couldn't see that coming.
Giving him about a half car length, but not a full one. So he can get a little air on the nose, but Jeff pushing him down the back straight. Coming off him on the corner. That's what you got to do. Can't push in the corner. It's bad.
No, it doesn't work here. But these straightaways, it's fair game. And, yeah, some guys can take a harder push than others, and you always want it squared up, though.
Somebody to go. They're like, you're in P7, bro. We're not ready to go with that. Pops a lap down. I think.
Yeah, he's down at least a lap. Yep, he's in the lucky dog spot right now, actually, so he's quite content where he is.
Oh, somebody's going to go. Think they're going to finish like this? I don't think so.
But I keep seeing the 40 peak. 40 keeps peaking high to see who'll go. Jim Christopherson was on the bottom Tuesday night when we got that high line working around him, so he also witnessed firsthand what it can do. Jeff peaks.
Show, guys. I think you want to wait till about 4 to go.
Yeah, this is early for showing your hand. You gotta.
2 doesn't give you enough time.
Yeah, I'd say maybe.
The only thing you're worried about is if you get a caution and this thing ends under caution. If you wait till 4 to go and then you get a caution, the leader's going to get it.
That's game over. Yeah, so 5 to go.
Are starting to think about it. Wisping again, going, come on, guys. 40's thinking about it. I don't know. What should I do? Should I do it?
Yeah, 5 to go is when you're probably going to see the serious moves.
This race here. They're all waiting for the 29 to make his move. That's what it looks like right now.
And then, is everybody going to go with the Pied Piper of the super speedways? Or are they going to hang him out to dry?
29's not going to just sit there and finish second on purpose.
Coming up on 6 to go.
Little blink for the 40.
He's gapping him. I think Jim Christopherson makes the move this time by.
He wants to get that run because you get that draft and you got to lift. Because you come up on the guys, so that's what he's doing. He's gapping a little bit and trying to get that draft right as he gets to turn 1. But it's not happening.
I think it's everybody behind Jim is gapping him, and they're just not getting the full push.
Yeah, they're not getting close to each other like the leaders are. We talked about that earlier about how Watkins was all over.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
40. Here it comes.
5 to go.
Just waiting.
Yeah, Shane Wisman's the wild card up there.
Well, he's got nothing to lose, so he's like, I'm ready. Pops his lap down. Trying to get that run. Lap 71 coming on 72 of 76. 5 to go. Kind of got 4 against 2 here, or 5 against 2 when they decide to. They all want to win this race. Wispin, come on!
I don't know if Jim Christopherson's got some problem that he can't close this gap, or if it's just because the guys behind him aren't organized.
I think it's time to go now. 4 to go. Give that outside line a chance to develop. Go. Somebody, Dan, go. not working down below. They need to get. There goes the 63.
Finally,
Dolfer.
Jason
Now
looking
here
high.
goes the 25. They're
25,
tired of waiting.
34.
That's
Oh,
gonna
34
hurt them,
ducks
though,
him out.
because the 40 and the 007. Now the 40
There
goes
we
up
go.
high. But he waits till the corner. 007 doesn't know what to do. They're killing themselves. Go, go,
And
go.
the gap finally
Everybody go up
closed. The
high.
gap is
Go
finally
high, go
closing.
high. They're not doing it. You're killing yourself here. Really.
2 to go. Or 3
Get
to
up
go.
there, all 5 of you guys. You got 5 against 2, 6 against 2. Not doing it. Why aren't you going up high?
It's because they're afraid they're going to get hung out. Everybody's afraid to get hung
Who
out.
cares about finishing third? Let's try to win this damn thing.
That's where I'm at.
Now they're getting dialed in together.
See, Jason Dolfer, he was the first one who looked high, and he got shuffled out, and he's going to the back of this line.
Now they're going to get side by side and not be able to work together.
Lap
they're
traffic's-
trying to get dialed in.
Lap traffic's going to factor into it as we come to 2 to go.
29 is going to have to go high here, though. Come on. You guys look like spider legs back there. You got to get going. As one. Come on, highwayman. Go, go.
We've seen him do this before. He
And
picks
now
up
he's got the
Hill
draft,
and
he picks up
hangs
the
him out.
29. They don't, but they got lap traffic coming up. Somebody get outside. The 29 gets shuffled. 43 has to defend. Don't try to block both lines. Block
now,
that bottom line.
He's got to work both lines now to hold that lead.
The outside line's not going to
Does
get it.
Christopherson dare
Keep
to
it
go
down
outside
low,
now?
son. Come on. Block down low. Don't
There
give
you
it
go.
to him.
He gave him a
He's
low.
going to stick it in there. He blocks down low. Excellent. Keep it down low. You got one more corner, son. Come on.
Yeah, but don't forget we talked.
Oh, they're
63 is
crashing.
around. Don't forget where that start-finish line is here at
And
Talladega.
they got a lap track here, lap cars at the line. It's gonna be Brian
Let's see.
Lovell.
Brian Lovell,
Yeah.
Jim Christopherson, Dan Jones, your top 3.
Brian Lovell wins Talladega. Are you kidding me? No, you're not. What a great drive. You know what? We just found something you're really good at, son, and that's plate racing. Nailed the last green flag stop against all these pros, and then drove the shit out of it and won the race.
Sometimes you gotta drive it like you stole it, and that's what he did there. He
Man,
just
you know,
protected.
I'm sorry, fans, if you're like, shut up. It's easy for me to say or whatever, but I don't know. I want to see that outside line. Numbers are numbers, man. Bury the guy in the lead.
Well, that was the thing. I knew the outside could do it.
Not do it. They did not do it. And
I knew the outside could do it, but nobody could trust each other to get it going.
you got to.
We had it lined up. The 22
Ah.
texted me or messaging me, and I was going with the 40, but then we got cut off. We had him.
Yeah. Well,
I thought you
what you
had
had to
that
do.
run there, yeah.
You could have still pushed the 29 and then gone around him. That's probably how it needed to work out, because I saw what happened when the 29 went up. That killed the Highline run.
Brian Lovell, shake and bake, baby. Smoke him if you got him.
Well, there we have it.
First
Oh,
time
no.
winner on Friday night.
What happened, Dan?
The organizer, Greg Palmer, he wiped out, I guess, then, because he was pushing me. I see he retired there, or was that earlier?
That was way earlier.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was on the.
That's
pit
how he could type
stop,
to you.
yeah. You
That's his teammate.
You got hit from behind, and then
Right.
you got into those guys. Yeah.
Okay. I got a lot of apologizing to do.
Ooh. Well, there you have it. We already got one of our podium finishers in here, Dan Jones, and yeah, we saw your pit road woes. Other than that, it looked like you had a pretty strong run out there, and we'll send Milty down to go get the Highwayman and your Friday night
I
first
gotta
time
watch
winner.
this burnout here
043.
first.
Oh yeah,
I'm a
burnout's
little
done on my
behind
screen.
here.
Oh yeah, you're always behind, Milty, but we love you anyway.
The Armed Forces Chevrolet smoking them. Smoke them if you got them.
But yeah, Dan. Man, I thought you were gonna make the high move. I saw
Looks
you
like he's
saw you
done
looking.
a burnout before, folks.
Knew you had it organized.
Welcome to winning an FSB. All right, I'll be back.
All right. Let's see the points as of last week. We had Ken Hansen coming in as your points leader with that surprise win from last week. Let's see if Ryan has updated the points here. No, that's still last week's points there. That's where Slim Jim was last week. But yeah, first time, I believe that's the first time Friday night win there for the 043 of Brian Lovell. Already shown what he can do in the Super Speedway Series. Already shown what he can do, and on the restrictor plate races and other series too. And finally got it all to come together there. The green flag stops. I think Brian got dragged to the wrong channel. That's all right. We'll fix that. There we go. We got our winner in here. First of all, we already talked to Dan a little bit there. Jim, man, you dominated the early part of the race there, and just got caught out on the pit stops there, and just couldn't quite get it going. But the Tuesday night influence your decision there to try and go for the high line at the end?
Well, I actually came out too fast on the pits, and that's what happened on that first pit.
Well, what
I got
happened
out
was
about
everyone
2
wrecked,
seconds.
everyone wrecked
And then
behind you. That's why.
Is that what it was? Okay. And then I just rolled, and I ended up, going back to like 5th or something. But second
you lost your
with most
draft partners. Shit.
Yeah. I did have a spotter, and he was making deals behind the scenes with 007 and Dan, and we were all set to go. And when I went to the outside of Jeff, I was like, well, screw it. Now I got to go back to the inside, because going with Jeff just gets me back to second place again. I can take the second and maybe get by. I was making all kinds of deals there, but it was fun. And sorry about that, Jeff. I know I snookered you on that one, but that's just the way it worked out. I wanted to get to that front lead outside position because I wanted to go for that thing at the end, and it just didn't work out. But Dan was going to go with me. It was going to be a lot of fun. Good racing, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, bud. That was really good. I thank Greg too. That was awesome communicating.
Well, I mean, you dominated the race, Jim, and just a bad circumstance there with all those veterans. I mean, that was a who's who of FSB, and it turned into a cluster, and you didn't get damaged, but you lost all your draft. I mean, you did everything you needed to do to dominate this race from flag to flag. You didn't get any help at the end there,
Well,
but still a
what,
great second place finish.
Yeah, pretty happy with second place, and I think I might even have most laps. I'm not sure, so
I'm quite sure you led the most laps there, and in fact, you gained 7 spots in the points. That puts you to 2 back. We've got the points refreshed there up on the screen, and you can see it is after this third race of the season. It's pretty tight. Still a long way to go. Still 9 races to go, but you know what?
Now I'm really missing my disconnect at Riverside.
At Riverside,
well,
but you know
absolutely. I mean, we watched. I mean, that's just horrifying. It's just really makes it hard. Still, you're able to concentrate, and you had a few blinks. today, but it wasn't bad.
That's good. Yeah. Hopefully I got the connection. I mean, like the blinks are just because I think it's the wireless, but definitely no more disc. I'm not going to have any more freezes. I think I got that fixed. And I had a lot of fun tonight. Those lap cars were going to make it really interesting coming to the start finish line, but a lot of fun. Great racing, everybody.
Awesome. Great job there, Jim. Great points night. And yeah, anytime you can come out of Talladega with the car in one piece and get good points out of it, it's pretty much a win. And speaking of wins, I think we have a first-time Friday night winner here. Mr. Brian Lovell. Great stops, great run, buddy. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. And I tell you what, that one's a long time coming. And that last pit stop, that's what done it. You know, new tire, no tires. And,
absolutely.
But I can't brag on you guys enough up in this booth. Y'all do such a great job. And, there at the end, with Jeff Hale, and I knew Jim was right back there too, and it was an amazing race, hard race, but the pit strategy is what won it for me.
And pit execution. I mean,
absolutely,
with
strategy
all that
and
pressure
execution
and all these studs behind you, you outpitted them, and then not only did you do that, but then to come from a long way, then get in the lead, and then have Jeff Hale dogging you, and being able to work the track and have the speed, but also being able to defend that bottom line and stay the course, not worry about the outside line developing. You did come up once and draft him a little bit and came back down. That was beautiful. Obviously, this is a coming out party and showing what skills you have on the super speedways.
Oh yeah, we've always known the 043 can get it done on the super speedways. I teamed up with him in TCR. I've run with him Tuesday nights.
Yeah, but
I knew that. I'm not terribly surprised by this one. Yep.
This guy is good, man. Really good.
Yeah, I can tell you from experience too. You probably didn't even look out the windshield at all for last lap there. It was all mirror, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all mirror that last 18 laps or so. And I got to tell you, man, these guys over here are top class. They're hard racers. Every night I run with them, it's a battle. And, I mean, there's no place I'd rather be than at FSB. I thank Sam Young and all the admins, awesome people to be associated with. It's just an amazing night. And I told my teammates, I told them, I said, I am going to get a win tonight for live fire racing. And I pulled it off.
That's the second live fire win here at Talladega, because we had Brad Otto win another thriller here at Talladega for his first Friday night win. So, man, you never forget the first one. So savor this one, Brian. You can stop looking in the mirror now, and you can start looking at victory lane in the champagne.
Yeah, that's congratulations, right, Brian. Good job on your first win, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jim. I thought you had me there at the end, but I had no other option but to block.
You sure did a good job at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I apologize because I was yelling and screaming for you guys to get your asses on the outside line.
Milty, he wants to see the 4-wide finish again.
I don't know.
I kept backing it up thinking we were going to get a run.
We saw that. We saw you guys backing it up and trying to make the run. But anyway, sum up the points here. Ken Hansen holds on to that point lead, but very narrowly. 1 point up on our Series M and Ryan Johnson, who's snuck into the booth here. Thanks again for updating the points and all you do, Ryan. Steve Weber quietly having a great season. Look at Webb. He picked up 3 spots somehow tonight, and he's 1 point back as well. Jason Dulfer, another strong super speedway run, another strong run altogether. Also 1 point back, and then the highwayman Jim Christopherson 2 back. It's wide open. 9 races to go. Where are we next week, Ryan? Is it Rockingham?
Oh, you would ask me. I don't know.
I think it's Rockingham. Because I remember seeing it said North Carolina on schedule.
If weather is permitting, because I'm go-kart racing. So.
Oh, that's right. Ryan Johnson out there.
Unfortunately, going to miss.
Oh no, Ryan done that in the real carts though.
Next week either. Unfortunately, but hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be back.
Yeah, next week says North Carolina, so that's the stock Rockingham, the old school 2003 Rockingham we're running. So we'll see you guys next week at the Rock. Obviously, I'm not gonna have Milty, so I'll figure out. I might drive that one and stream it, or just stream it solo. We'll see how I'm feeling that particular day.
You should. That's your track.
It's one of my favorite tracks. I haven't run the default one in a while. We usually run that that Rockingham revamped. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel on that one.
Dude, drive. Show these guys you just got a mouth behind the and of course all the great stuff you do. Because you're a driver, man, and you got the record to show it. Just go to fsb.com and you can see it. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Milty, and we'll see how I'm feeling next week. But thanks as always for joining me in the booth, Milty. Couldn't do this without you, quite to the same degree. Thanks to our podium finishers here. We got Dan Jones doing the in-race reporting and finishing third. Jim Christopherson, the highwayman, there in second place, and of course your first-time winner, Brian Lovell. Congratulations again.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome win there, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks again, Ryan Johnson, running the series and getting those points updated for us. These are your hardest working admin at FSB. We appreciate all you do, buddy. Thanks to our sponsor, Bill Farmer, Farmer Bros Contracting. He popped into the booth a little bit, talked to us. We appreciate him putting up the hardware this season, and he's already locked in for next season, so he's been a long-time sponsor here Friday night. These trophy these guys are racing for. Thanks everybody joining us out there in the YouTube chat. We always love hearing from you.
Say one more thing. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific, I will be broadcasting on my Twitch channel, Milt and Shawn, Jim Ray, former boss. He's going to run the Indy 500 in iRacing.
And there's Jim Ray in chat. Checking in.
Check out Twitch, Milt and Shawn. And I'll be spotting for him too. So it'll be kind of a spotting type thing where, it may be more helicopter view, that kind of stuff. But we're going to try to win the Indy 500 in that split on that day. So,
yeah, Jim Ray, the founder here at FSB, he sends his congratulations along to Brian, and he's a racer in his own right. So watch Milty spot for him at the Indy. That should be good luck.
Might be some more of our teammates in there. You never know, but definitely going to be following Jim, and we're going to be talking, and he's going to be racing. Good luck with that, Jim.
Awesome.
But he's ready. We did some testing. Car is good. We like our chances if we can just get lucky and get through the first 250 miles.
Well, Milt, I'll try to catch that if I'm not either metal detecting, fishing, or up in the mountains.
But one more time, I got to say, what a great win, and you really showed me what skills you really have. You've already showed us your sportsmanship and love for the league, and things haven't always gone right for you. You've always been a great sportsman, and tonight you just kicked some ass. So you, Brian, this one's for you, man.
Yeah, drink one for me, fellas.
I'm gonna drink a few more. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll calm my nerves down.
All right.
Thanks, Milt and Shawn. You guys did another great job tonight.
Thanks,
Jim. And just to put a bow on it here, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully the Grit dev team is still watching. I've been playtesting a Wild West Battle Royale shooter, and we're talking about what we do here, and they might be lurking. So I'll see those guys tomorrow for the open for the playtest. Hopefully see that game coming out later this year. It's a whole lot of fun. And I might be streaming that on my own Twitch channel. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'll either put that up on Facebook or Twitch tomorrow.
Well.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Cool.
Hopefully they're watching, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And, of course, can't leave out Sam Young, our current league president, promoter, main boss man. Thanks for all you do to keep this league running. And I think that wraps up the credits for tonight. So, again, thanks, everybody, for joining, and we will see you next week for Rockingham. But until then, for FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap saying good night.
Good night.
Good night.